Hello and welcome to Your World This Week, the weekly roundup for all the top news stories of the week. The top news stories this week are:
the COVID-19 pandemic continues to rage like wildfire across the country, with the steep spike continuing to be a cause of worry. India recorded the world's highest single-day spike with 3,32,730 fresh cases on Friday. The death toll has climbed up to 1,86,920, with 2,263 deaths being reported in 24 hours on Friday morning. According to Thursday's evening tally, 568 deaths were reported from Maharashtra alone, while 306 people lost their battle with COVID-19 in Delhi during this period. Prior to India, only the US had recorded more than 3 lakh cases in a single day. Former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, Union Ministers Jitendra Singh and Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, BJP MP Manoj Tiwari, Congress MPs Rahul Gandhi and Shashi Tharoor also tested positive for COVID-19 this week. CPIM leader Sitaram Yechury also lost his 35-year-old son Ashish Yechury to the virus this week. Meanwhile, the shortage of oxygen cylinders peaked this week, with different states, including Delhi, sending out SOS to the centre in the regard. In a review meeting chaired by Prime Minister Modi with the chief ministers of different states, Arvind Kejriwal appealed for strict action on the part of Prime Minister Modi over oxygen distribution. Indian Air Force also started airlifting big oxygen tankers from their place of use to the filling station across the country to speed up the distribution of much-needed oxygen. Amid rising cases, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal announced a 6-day lockdown from 10 p.m. on April 19th till 5 a.m. on April 26th. Only essential services during the lockdown, and the number of guests and weddings has been capped to 50. As Delhi went into a 6-day lockdown, hundreds of migrant workers made their way to the Anand Vihar bus terminal to return back home despite appeals by Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal. The Maharashtra government also imposed stricter restrictions to battle COVID-19. The new restrictions under the government's Break the Chain program, which came into effect from April 22nd, will remain in force till May 1st. PM Modi, meanwhile, in his address to the nation this week, appealed for states to look at the lockdowns only as a last resort and laid stress on micro-containment zones. Night curfews are also imposed in several states, including Odisha, Goa and Telangana. In light of the massive surge in coronavirus cases, UK has put India on the red list on Friday, effectively banning travel. Travel to the UK is banned for people from India except UK citizens and those with residency rights. The US Public Health Agency has also warned travelers against heading for India even if they are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Canada also halted flights from India for the time being. Emirates Airline has also decided not to ferry Indian passengers to the UAE. In a massive push for India's vaccination drive, the centre on Monday has liberalised its COVID-19 vaccination strategy, allowing all adults over the age of 18 to get the vaccine from May 1st. Vaccine manufacturers have been empowered to release up to 50% of their supply to state governments and in the open market at a pre-declared price. The centre has empowered states to procure additional vaccine doses directly from the manufacturers. Registration for those between the ages of 18 and 45 will begin on April 28 through Arogya Setu app and the CoWIN app. There will be no walk-in registration for this group of people. The Serum Institute of India has said it would price its COVID-19 vaccine Covishield at 400 rupees per dose for states and 600 rupees for private hospitals. The Delhi High Court talked tough against the centre for depleting supply of oxygen at many private hospitals in the national capital. The court was hearing a petition filed by various hospitals who were struggling to avail oxygen. The court had on Tuesday directed immediate implementation of an order to stop oxygen for industrial use to meet the demand by hospitals, ramping up medical supplies and vaccinating more people. The judges also sought to know why the centre wasn't diverting oxygen from petroleum and steel industries to give COVID-19 patients who are in dire need of it. Supreme Court also took suo motu notice of the pandemic and said it would cover for 4 issues, including oxygen supply of essential drugs, method and manner of vaccination, and power to declare a lockdown. In some political news now, West Bengal recorded a voter turnout of 79.09% across 43 constituencies in 4 districts during the 6th phase of the state assembly polls this week. In view of the raging pandemic, the Election Commission on Thursday banned roadshows, vehicle rallies, and public meetings of more than 500 people in West Bengal, noting that political parties and candidates were still not adhering to the prescribed safety norms during campaigning. Permissions already given for such events stood withdrawn, the Commission said. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also cancelled public meetings in the state. On Sunday, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi cancelled all his public rallies in poll-bound West Bengal following a rapid rise of COVID-19 in the country. In some international news, Prime Minister Modi announced that India and US were launching an energy and climate partnership during US President Joe Biden's Leaders Summit on Climate. The two-day summit saw the participation of 40 heads of state and government. As per the official statement, the partnership's goal would be to mobilize finance and speed clean energy department, demonstrate and scale innovative clean technologies needed to decarbonize sector, including industry, transportation, power and buildings, and build capacity to measure, manage and adapt to the risks of climate-related impacts. The week started with a low-scoring game where Chennai Super Kings won against Punjab Kings. Mumbai Indians defended the total against Sunrisers Hyderabad, following by a thrilling reign of Royal Challengers against the rusty Kolkata Knight Riders. Delhi Capitals continued its winning streak with Shikhar Dhawan taking charge of the win against Punjab Kings in 18.2 overs. Royal Challengers Bangalore and Chennai Super Kings continued its winning streak and ended up at first and second position respectively by the end of the week. Salman Khan's movie Radhe Your Most Wanted Bhai's first full trailer has finally been released. The action movie is directed by Prabhu Deva and features Jackie Shroff, Randeep Hooda in significant parts. The trailer shows off Salman Khan's swanky avatar yet another time in yet another action-packed movie. The makers on Wednesday confirmed that Radhe Your Most Wanted Bhai will be the first Indian film to simultaneously release on multiple platforms. Radhe will hit theatres on May 13th, while it will also be screened on ZEE5's pay-per-view platform Zplex. And here is the viral video of the week.
मेरी जिंदगी है कैसी बीती हो तुमसे मतलब क्या क्या तुमसे मतलब अपनी जिंदगी देखो यार किसी की जिंदगी में दखल मत देना क्या होता है मन में गाली मिलती कैसा ये मुझे गाली मिलती गाली Excuse me.
Hope you liked this edition of Your World This Week. We will be back next week with yet another episode of Your World This Week. Have a good day.